Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about the food or type of food that's making us stupid. So the food that's making us stupid is the fast food. Come to find out, no shit, look at the crap that they put in it, and depends on where you eat. Not all fast food chains try to poison you till you die or become stupid, but a lot of fast food chains mainly McDonald's. McDonald's is like the giant culprit for that. I don't know much about Burger King, but when I hear McDonald's, I hear chemical food, chemical castration, lobotomy. That's what I hear when I hear McDonald's. I don't hear great food and delicious burgers. Not anymore. When we were growing up, the shit was good. Clearly, the taste has changed because, they try to figure out a way how to cut corners with the food and how to get more with less. Right? That's the name of the game in the food industry, at least here in the United States. You will not have that problem in other countries, right? I've had McDonald's in Tahiti at the airport. Burger tastes slightly different. Not a whole hell of a lot different, but slightly different. And then actually, in a lot of places, McDonald's not allowed because of their ingredients in their food. And if they don't abide by a lot of those rules by taking some of these chemicals out, if not all of these chemicals out, they can't open there. So McDonald's is not invited in a lot of places, a lot of countries, and then they are in a lot of countries. That makes sense. But what I found interesting is that, for example, here in the United States, in Vermont, once you pass, I think it's Burlington, there's no more McDonald's. Like in the area of Stowe, I think the closest McDonald's like 20, 30 miles away. That's a pretty far away, considering when you drive down a highway, you can throw a rock and hit 8 McDonald's because they bounce off of each other, right? So anyway, guys, this food, or fast food rather, is making us stupider. It's slowing our thought process down. It's slowing our reaction time down. It's almost like smoking weed. I know a lot of you are like, weed doesn't do that. Weed absolutely does that. I can throw a rock at a fucking person smoking weed and he's not going to catch it. Because he's going to be like, oh man, look at that shiny rock. Bink, right in his face, right? So anyway, point is, guys, is that this food, which is purposely being sold to us here in the United States, is to make us stupid. If you look at there was a term for it, the rate of our brilliance, but it's not what it is. In this country, it's diving. It's taking a nosedive. Every other nation, if you will, that's moving here is smarter than us. Granted, Asians and Chinese people are fucking like brilliant brains, right? Fucking Asian people, Indians, they could sit there and open up 18 fucking 7-Elevens off $1 and figure that shit out, right? The Chinese are ching-chonging their way here and figuring out how to fucking outsmart everybody else. And it's not about them being smart, what they eat, it's their culture, right? They have a drive to make it. We don't. We take shit for granted. At least here in the United States kids do. But these little foreigners that come here, the little Mexicans and fucking Venezuelans and shit, they come here and they realize that this is a fucking great country and they're going to utilize it for all it's worth. Here in the United States, American kids, we're just straight dumb. Not that we're dumb. We take it for granted. That's the problem. And I think that there needs to be some kind of a smacking around with these kids to show them that they shouldn't take these luxuries for granted, because it can all be gone like that, right? So anyway, guys, with that, there's definite problems with the fast food. The problem is no one's doing anything about it. Now, the rub is that the fast food industry is making us more depressed and more manageable. And manageable, yes, guys, means stupid, because you can be manipulated into thinking and doing things because you're more depressed. You're anxious. This is what the food is doing. Now, this is a study that came out of Italy, out of all places. They're doing studies on fast food, and American fast food at that, because they're looking at Americans and going, there is something going on here in the United States. This is the Times, right? And they're like, the pizzas. It can't be the pizzas or the cannolis. They're not, they're looking at, it can't be that. It's the fast food. And then what do? They do research on it. And then they find out, bing, it's the fast fucking food. It's not the natural shit we eat. It's not the apples. I mean, not yet anyway. It's not the fruits and the vegetables. What is it? Because if you look at society here in the United States, guys, we are losing our fucking minds. There are so many things gone wrong now. For example, the CDC talking about giving advice and tips on how men who are transitioning to women can breastfeed. Never mind the fact of all the chemicals in the fake breast milk, because these guys have to take an abundant amount of drugs and some kind of shot to lactate. The problem is the lactation has chemicals in it from the shit that they're taking, which is eventually going to make their kid stupid, retarded, or worse, dead. So people are looking at us and going, something is not right. I say it every day. I look at the news. I'm like, this doesn't make sense anymore. At least back in the 80s, it made sense. You were like, crack, cocaine. We got it. Crackheads scurrying about. Drug dealers getting into it with each other because they were on this guy's block. That made sense. Though it was stupid, it still made sense. But now we have senseless killings, like this 87-year-old man who was shot just because some kid was riding around on a scooter and shooting people in the back. Shot the guy in the back. It looked like it was an in and out wound, a wound that had an exit wound. Sorry, and he was bleeding here and in the back, and the guy wound up dying. I mean, because it took forever for anybody to call help. It looked like one guy walked up to him and was like, "Oh shit," and tried to call and get things going. The old man died in the hospital. He was 87, and I'm pretty sure if it hit his aorta artery, which is right around here, but closer to the back, if it went through that. Not his aorta artery, sorry, it's vena cava. The vein that's right here, that's closer to the back. If it went through that, yeah, surely he's dead. Nonetheless, guys, there is a problem, and we are witnessing it, and we're seeing this unfold. We're seeing intelligence in the toilet with the American kids. Something is up, and it has to be the food, and it has to be a bunch of other things as well. Social media, the air, the TV, a lot of shit. But nonetheless, they pinpointed it to, right now, fast foods, making you manageable and depressed. So with all of this going on, guys, the fast food, and they also said ultra-processed foods as well. Ultra-processed foods are playing a big role in this. Now, with ultra-processed foods, you have cancers, you have diabetes, high blood pressure, kidney problems, and even in some cases, behavioral issues, clearly because of the chemicals in it. Now, ultra-processed food and fast food, there you go. Right? So ultra-processed food is definitely, it does play a role as well. And I think it plays a major role because that's the shit we have in our home, the ultra-processed food. You have to go out and get McDonald's, but the ultra-processed food like Pop-Tarts and shit is in your home. Now, there was a study back in 2022 in Brazil where they took 100 adults and watched them over the course of a decade, 10 years. And they found that these people lost cognitive abilities. They had medical issues because they ate nothing but ultra-processed food. Now, this is in Brazil, and the food's a little cleaner than here, because here they allow all kinds of shit. Nonetheless, guys, we are seeing a problem with fast food, ultra-processed food, and the behavior of our kids. Ultra-processed food also drops testosterone in men. Now, it also drops testosterone in women. Women do need testosterone, believe it or not. Not a lot, just enough. And it drops our testosterone in men. So, ultra-processed food, fast food, eating it all the time. Now, listen, guys, I'm not saying that you can't have it once in a while. You can have it once in a while. It's perfectly fine. Once in a fucking blue. It's better if you give it up altogether. But if you're really hankering for a Pop-Tart, have it once in a blue. But no, if you are training, you're trying to gain muscles, you're trying to get big, you're trying to get healthy, anything that drops your testosterone, guys, is not worth eating. And a lot of the ultra-processed food and fast foods drop your testosterone. Keep that in the back of your head. Anyway, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.